matter or no? Please type Y or N in the chat box. Does look matter? Yeah, of course it matters. Of course it matters, right? It is told first dress, then address. आज आके ये कोई क्लास भिखारी देगा जो ऐसे बाल उड़े हुए हैं, पूरा स्किन में झुर्रियां हैं, you know. So immediately what will happen is that no one is going to hear him, because people don't appreciate you for what you are, but people appreciate you for what you have, your looks. But when you go ahead in life, you will see that when you do something really worthwhile, when you serve the country, when you serve the nation, when you serve the society, when you help the people, looks don't count. And these are the examples of people who did great things, but their looks did not count. Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, and Nelson Mandela. Now I will give you a very important story, a beautiful story on worry. Okay, if the video is cutting, how many of you are able to see my slides? Please type Y in the chat box. Please type Y in the chat box. Thank you. So I think, Ronik, you should just check your connection because others are saying Y. Now I will tell you a very beautiful story from the Ramayana. The greatest cause of worry in our life is our relationships. Boyfriend, girlfriend, teacher, mother, sister, brother. जो जितना दिल के पास होता है वो उतना ही चोट पहुंचाता है, और आप देखेंगे जो दिल के जितना पास होता है उसका चोट उतना ही ज्यादा होता है. Okay, excuse me. So you have to understand one thing, that in Ramayana, when Lord Ram chased the golden deer on the request of Sita, and after the deer was shot dead, the demon Marechi shouted in the voice of Lord Ram, Sita! And immediately Sita thought that Lord Ram needs help. And he told Lakshman, I order you, just go and help Lord Ram. Now understand, these are not mythological stories, this is reality. Harry Potter is not real, Ramayana and Mahabharata are real. Today there is Vrindavan, today there is Kurukshetra, today there is Nasik, today there is Ayodhya. It's just a matter of time. Now when he shouted Sita, Mother Sita told Lakshman to go, but Lakshman said, Ram has ordered me not to go. I need to protect you. So Sita became wild and she shot the Brahma Astra. In the terms, she said, Lakshman, I'm telling you to go. If you're not going, I'll understand you want Ram to die and you want to enjoy me. My God, this was like a shocker for Lakshman. He felt hurt. He immediately told Sita that if I go, you won't be here because I have been warned by Lord Ram. But even if you feel that, he went. And as soon as Lakshman went to Lord Ram chastised Lakshman. He told, why the hell you came here? I had put you on duty for Sita. So just see, on one hand, Sita shouted on Lakshman, and on the other hand, Lord Ram shouted on Lakshman. And Ram doubted his competence and Sita doubted his character. Agar ye aapke saath hota, after 20 years of service and so long, the most loving people, he was loving Sita as his own mother. And he was loving Ram as his elder brother and supreme Lord. Now one person is doubting character, other person is dumping competence. मैं तो होता बोलता भैया माफ करो हमको, मैं अयोध्या वापस लौट जाता हूं, आप लोग दोनों को जहां जाना है जाओ. But did Lakshman do like this? Did Lakshman do like this? Yes or no? Please type. Did he do like this? Yes or no? No. Lakshman did not do like this, right? Because of one reason. And the reason was that he remembered that for the last many years, Lord Ram showered a lot of love on him as an elder brother. And Sita, she showered a lot of blessings. So out of gratitude, they continued, and Lakshman continued in the relationship. If you want to be happy in relationships, please take a screenshot. In relationships, avoid the 4 cancers. C for cancer, C for cancer. Avoid the 4 C's, and the 4 C's are competition, complaint, criticism, and comparison. Today is a world of competition. Please don't compare yourself. Uske Facebook mein 10 like aa gaye, mere 9 like aaye, aur isko leke rona dhona shuru. It hardly matters. You know whom you should compare with yourself? You should only compare yourself with your own self. That's it. Your sense of self-worth should come from yourself, not from others. कौन क्या बोलता है doesn't matter. as long as you know that you are confident and you can achieve success in life. And never complain. Sometimes, have you seen that log pehle ke din mein khane baiठते थे? They would sit in a line and the plate would be given. How many of you have taken such dinners or lunches where you are sitting in a line and the plate is given, then there is lemon, then there is salt, and there is puri and sabji? Please type me in the chat box. आप लोगों ने ऐसे खाया है खाना जहां लाइन से लोगों को बैठाया गया है, and one by one the dishes are coming? Please type me in the chat box. And what happens, you will observe, is that we are least bothered about what is there in the plate. Plate में 10 item है, but we are bothered. पनीर क्यों नहीं आया? पकोड़े क्यों नहीं आया? उसको लाओ. Because we are always complaining. And criticism is a homing pigeon. Criticism is a homing pigeon. Never criticize because it will come back to you. And finally, comparison. Avoid comparisons in life. So how many of you would like to know the practical steps to stop worry? Please type me in the chat box. I need to hear from you. All of you, please type me in the chat box. Yeah, thank you. Lot many me's coming. And these are the practical steps. We are halfway through the seminar, and today we'll be discussing on what are the important steps to stop worry in your life. Each and every one of us sitting here, including me, have our own worries. एक छोटा बच्चा पापा को देखता है फ्लाइट में और बोलता है कब मैं बनूंगा पायलट की तरह और अपने प्लेन को उड़ाऊंगा आसमान में. हाँ, and the person is thinking कहाँ गए मेरे बचपन के दिन जब मैं कागज की कश्ती बहाता था बरसात के दिनों में. When the Chinia Badam Wala is sitting in the shop and seeing the cavalcade of the Prime Minister going and seeing 20 BMWs moving, he thinks मेरी मती मारी गई है, कब मैं बनूंगा Prime Minister के तरह और इतने सारी गाड़ियों में जाऊंगा. And the Prime Minister sitting there is thinking, I'm tired of these black cat commandos. Why the hell they are killing me all the time, all around? I want to just be alone and have some Chinia Badam on the road. So grass is green on the other side. Thank you, Mayur, for that true. That true really hits me with the double exclamation mark. It's the truth. It's the truth. The grass is green on the other side. Plus, please understand. Ayush, I think it's a connection at your end. So kindly check out your connections. So you have to understand one very important thing, that the most important fundamental aspect that you need to know is that don't compare yourself with others. And today we'll be discussing the practical steps to stop worry. First is the physical remedies. Second is the change in the environment. Third is soul consciousness. Fourth is natural living. Fifth, cultivate divine knowledge. Respond, but don't react. Have faith in God. Self-growth, contribution, and train your mind. And we will be seeing these practical steps one by one, because the problems will come and you need to pass it. So allopathies, homeopathies, naturopathies, there are a lot many healing techniques, yoga and meditation. These are the ways in which you can actually get rid of your worries. Okay. And these are the ways we can cater to our worries. Next important thing is the change of your environment. When you are in a particular stressful environment, the people are irritating you, the situations are irritating you. In your hostel room, you're feeling frustrated. Just go out for a walk. If the mobile call is coming again and again and someone is irritating you, just switch off your mobile and just take off for some time. Listen to a nice music, listen to a soothing thing. Go and take a cold water bath, but change your environment. Don't remain in that stressful environment. Next is do something constructive and creative. Take out a hobby. Sometimes go out and do gardening. Go for a thing which you like. Going out in the nature, going for swimming, going for a gym, going for some nice things, and cultivate rejuvenating hobbies. Write down a poem, listen to a nice video, listen to a motivational talk. But always remember that you need to change the environment. Because when you change the environment, then you actually are changing the constant source of worry. How many of you are able to understand this Please type Y in the chat box. How many of you understand the importance of changing your environment? Thank you, Sakshi, Ankur, Manisha. Please give a thumbs up to all the participants. Don't remain in the same environment. कुछ लोग होते हैं who are like blood suckers, energy suckers. किसी किसी के पास जाओगे बहुत irritation feel होता है. Don't hang around. Take a break, take a off and change your environment, and that will help you. Next, please understand. Thank you Kshitij for that thumbs up. Thank you. You have to understand that be in soul consciousness. कभी भी आपको टेंशन हो रहा है, कभी भी आपको वरी हो रहा है, कभी भी आपका इमोशंस ऊपर नीचे आ रहा है, whenever you are feeling disturbed, ask this question: I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not these feelings, I am not these emotions. So who am I? Please type in the chat box, who am I? S for soul. Please type S for soul, S for soul, S for soul, S for soul, S for soul. Atma. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling this is the most important truth. Nainam chinnanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha. No one can burn you, no one can wet you, no one can pierce you. And when you realize that you are the soul, you're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not the feelings, you're not the emotions. जब भी टेंशन हो रहा है, जब भी वरी हो रहा है, आंख बंद कीजिए और बोलिए, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the emotions, I am the soul. Jivera Swarup hoy Krishna Nityadas. I am the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Mama evangshu jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Sab mere hi अंश है, aham bija pradah pita. When you are in this divine consciousness, these small worries don't worry you. When you are going in a cycle, the building look very big, the skyscraper buildings look very big, but when you go in a flight, the same buildings look very small. How many of you would like to board the flight? Please type F in the chat box, F in the chat box. You want to board the flight today? You want to board the flight today? Put on your belts, board the flight. I'm going to take you. Hi, thank you, Soumya Atharva. By the end of this seminar, I'll take you in a flight. I will remove your worries today itself, okay? And we'll be taking the questions. So one solution I'm giving you, jab bhi problem aaye, close your eyes, take a deep breath, focus on your breathing and say to yourself, I'm not this body, I'm not this emotions, I'm not this feeling. When I die, these things will remain here, but the soul will go. Next, natural living. I will tell you a very interesting thing. When you are close to nature, you are away from stress. You feel good as soon as you get out of your stingy hostel rooms and move in the road for a morning walk. You go for a cycling, you get up in the morning, you watch the sun, you watch the moon, you watch the nature. I'm giving you a very simple thing. हमेशा छत के नीचे मत रहिए, because पंच महाभूत से बनता है ये शरीर. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Because when you go out in the sky and be under the sky element, you immediately connect with nature. You immediately connect with the energies of the Lord and you start feeling better. How many of you have the experience that when you're close to nature, you feel better? Please type B in the chat box. B in the chat box. B in the chat box. Better. Some B. So many BBs are coming. So jab bhi tension ho, take off, go out, go in the sun, go for a walk and you will feel better. And next is relationships. आज का दुनिया बहुत ही सुपरफिशियल है. जब तक तुमसे मुझे फायदा हो रहा है, मैं भी तेरे को फायदा पहुंचाऊंगा. और जब तुम्हारा फायदा बंद, मेरा भी फायदा बंद. Right? Isn't it true? Very true. So try to give yourself. Have few friends. The 10,000 friends in your Facebook will not come to help you when you will get admitted in the ICU, maybe due to a corona or something. Who will come? Your father, your mother, your near and dear ones, and maybe 4 or 5 friends who are true. So just don't increase the likes and just don't go behind your followers in Instagram because wo dikhave ki duniya hai. It's not real. Today is a day of smiling faces, crying hearts. Have few relationships, but make it real. Make it real. Have the relationship and make it real. Live close to nature and you will get away from worry. Next important thing. Thank you, Vaishnavi, for that true, sir. Thank you so much. So cultivate the divine knowledge. You need to cultivate the divine knowledge. Krishna is telling Arjun in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. As I already told you, science in this world answers the how of things and spirituality in this world answers the why of things. 22 years back. 22 years back, 1998, August, I took admission in a college, medical college in Pune. And after that, I was confused with life. People were ragging me. I was not understanding what to do. I felt like I should go back home. But then I got the copy of Bhagavad Gita. And along with the medical sciences, I was a university topper. I studied science and I studied spirituality. Both are like the two rails in a railway track. And science in this world answers the how of things, and spirituality in this world answers the why of things. There is a form put up in the questions. All of you can go to the form and type out your questions. And I'm giving you a word that I will take each and every question. Ankur, can you switch on the AC, please? Yeah, thank you. So you have to understand that cultivating divine knowledge is very important, right? Okay, so what is divine knowledge? How does a person die is answered by science, and why does a person die is answered by Bhagavad Gita. How does a person die? Heart attack, corona, blood pressure, 1 million reasons are there. But why does a person die? Answer is in Bhagavad Gita. How does it rain? Evaporation, condensation, rain. And why does it rain is that answered in the Bhagavad Gita. Please increase the fan. So the eyes cannot see what the mind doesn't know. How many of you agree with me? Type A in the chat box. Type A in the chat box. Thank you, Abhishek. The eyes cannot see what the mind doesn't know. So you have to cultivate the knowledge. When you know that you are not this body, you have nothing to give and take with this body. You are a spirit and spark of the divine. You are part and parcel of God. Little less, medium. Yeah. So then you have to understand that when you know this divine knowledge, then actually you become happy, you become divine, and you give up your worries. Next important, very important is जहां पे हमारे सारे wickets down हो जाते हैं, and where a relationship goes for a toss is respond but don't react. Respond but don't react. जब हमें गुस्सा आता है, पहले हम डोज दे देते हैं, ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से देते हैं, क्या नहीं बोल देते हैं, and then we feel bad. Doesn't it happen with us? If it happens to you, type H in the chat box. Type H in the chat box. आपने गलती से बोल दिया और बोलने के बाद आपको बहुत बुरा लग रहा है. So that is called reactive behavior. An intelligent person thinks and speaks. That is response. And a foolish person first speaks. पहले गाली मार देता है, पहले चिल्ला देता है, पहले टीवी को तोड़ देता है, पहले जर्नल को फाड़ देता है, and then thinks, right? So please understand the difference between respond and reacts. Next very important thing, I would like to tell a beautiful story. How many of you want to know a beautiful story? Please type S in the chat box. S, 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 S in the chat box. Thank you, Deepa. Thank you, Roshan. I'm loving this. Thank you, Shreya. Although you're very far, you're very close to the heart because of the wonderful response. Once a man was about to die. And when he was about to die, he made a will. And in the will, he said, half of my property will go to my sons, and 1/4 will go to the relatives, and 1/5 will go to the local trust. Now, you'll be surprised to know that in his property, there were 19 horses. Abhi half kaise kare 19 ka? Then they decided, ghoda ko adha kaat de kya? Is it possible? No. So they were deciding, they were in tremendous tension, how to divide, and immediately a wise person was coming in a horse. So he gave a very beautiful solution. इसने बोला मेरे घोड़े को ऐड कर दो तुम्हारे घोड़े के साथ. So 19 plus 1, 20. Half of 20, 10. 1 and remaining 10 ka 1/4 and 1/5. And they divided the horses. And then this person took back his horse. What is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is that you have to accept things in your life sometimes. Sometimes there is no solution. You have to just accept things. Suppose someone's parents died in an accident. You can't do much, but you accept the situation. And then once you reduce the fan a bit, and once you accept the situation, then what happens is that you add God in your life. When logic and reason fails, nothing seems to work. Spirituality starts where logic fails. God starts where science fails. When all your power fails, then what starts is God's life. How many of you agree with me? Type A in the chat box. Thank you very much. Type A in the chat box. Thank you, Onkar, Shankar, Atharva, Vaishnavi, Shreya, Himika, Deepa. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Please understand, acceptance is very important in life. If you accept uncertainty, it becomes adventure. If you don't accept uncertainty, it becomes fear. All of you note down in your diaries. When you accept uncertainty, it becomes adventure. When you don't accept uncertainty, it becomes fear. In bungee jumping, you get adventure. But a person who is trained, he cannot do bungee jumping, he will get fear, right? So please understand, acceptance is very important for worry, and you have to understand any problem is there in your life. If you accept it, you get a positive emotion, and if you don't accept it, you get a negative emotion. Coming to the second last point for today's self-growth. Please understand, I was a student like all of you, a same student, 22 years back in Pune, August 1998. And I came for a seminar like this. Of course, there was no Zoom and there was no, fast forward technology. I was sitting in the auditorium and I was attending the class. And that class changed my life. How many of you want a changed life? How many of you want to be successful? Please type me in the chat box. How many of you want to fly high in the skies of success? Just by wearing a Raymond's shirt, you don't become a complete man. By gaining the knowledge, you become a complete man. So if you want self-growth, A, B, C, and D. It is told in the Shastras. It is told in the Vedas. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Kaye Labha Matra Sadhu Sanghe Sarva Siddhi Hoye. Sadhu, a real sadhu, not Dhongi Baba of today. जैसा गुरु वैसा चेला हो नरक में ठेलम ठेला. ऐसे गुरु या ऐसे ढोंगी बाबा नहीं चाहिए. हाँ? Study it scientifically. Understand, your engineering students. Study the scriptures. Study the reality of life. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham satata yukta nam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. You all are not sitting here by chance. You had some queries in life. Yeah, Prasad, I'm noting your raising hand. We'll take the questions in the end. A for association. Achhe logo ki company, spiritual logo ki company. For the last 22 years, I have worked with my gurus. I have worked with my mentors. I have worked with the real gurus. I have worked with the real spiritualists. And that is why I am what I am. And I pray to my gurus who have given and showered their mercy. B for books. What kind of books? The Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, the books on science of self-discovery, and the books on spirituality. C for chanting. Chanting of the mantras, which will be seen at the end of the session today. And D is diet. Jaisa an, vaisa man. Please understand. Bishoir anna khaile malina habe man. Malina mana hoile. Nahi Krishner smaran. Vishair anna khaile malina habe man. If you eat food at a place which is not purified with cosmic vibrations, malina habe man, mind will be disturbed. इसीलिए तो गुरुद्वारे का खाना या मंदिर के प्रसाद में एक अलग टेस्ट होता है. How many of you agree with me that the taste of the prasad is something different? Please type T. Please type T for taste in the. Thank you, thank you. So many T's coming up because that food is offered to the divine. इसीलिए मम्मी के हाथ का बना हुआ छोले, मम्मी के हाथ का बना हुआ पराठा भी ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि उसमें प्रेम है. कोई MDH मसाला के कारण टेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है. Yes, Balraj, absolutely. The taste is nice. Now, how the taste is nice? Are they adding some special masala in Jagannath Puri? Are they putting some special thing in the Gurudwaras or the temples, the laddus of Tirupati Balaji? No. Yes, Kshitij, I note your raised hand. We'll take the questions in the end. So diet really matters. And contribution. Please, Everest Masala. Saurabh, that was a good one. Thank you, Saurabh, for that. So contribution, right? Contribution, very important. The people who always think of contributing value to the other's life really don't have any time to worry. जब हम बस अपने बारे में सोचते हैं, मी अहम ममेती, जैसे एक बकरी मैं करता है, हम मी, मुझे क्या फायदा होगा, ये सेमिनार में आने से मुझे क्या मिलेगा, मेरे को क्या फायदा होने वाला है। अरे भाई, कभी दूसरों के फायदे के लिए भी कुछ कर लो, ऊपर वाला तुम्हारे ऊपर फायदा बरसाएगा, राइट? डोंट बी सो सेल्फिश. If you always think of contributing value to others' life, you really don't have time to worry. It is only the self-centered people, the selfish people, who generally go into depression. As a professor and head, as a radiologist, I'm doing so many CT scans, ultrasounds, and MRI. I often interact with the patients, and it's my realization that those patients who are depressed just think about themselves. I did this experiment. Depressed patient, when they come, I gave them some sweets and told them, ये बांट दो. बोले, अरे भाई, मेरा ही तबीयत खराब है, मुझे डिप्रेशन हो रहा है, तुम बोल रहे हो मुझे बांटो, कैसे डॉक्टर हो यार तुम? So please understand why they are depressed, because they can't share. Coming to the last solution is to train your monkey mind. Training your monkey mind. All of you close your eyes. All of you close your eyes and just listen to what I say. Don't think about the red monkey. Open your eyes. And how many of you just thought about the red monkey or saw the red monkey? Please type R in the chat box. Red monkey, R for red monkey in the chat box. See, even one has put a monkey. Kshitij has put a monkey. Okay, Kshitij, that is really amazing, right? जो नहीं सोचते हो, वही तुम सोचते हो. Man is a strange animal. Give him hot, he wants it cold. Give him cold, he wants it hot. Always wanting what is not. आदमी एक ऐसा जानवर है, कोई जानवर कभी सुसाइड नहीं करता. You will never get a news that today a monkey committed suicide by hanging himself upside down. Or a dog fought with a bitch and came in front of a railway track. और एक हाथी बोला, मैं मर रहा हूँ यार, खाना नहीं मिल रहा, बीवी खाना नहीं दे रही है. Never happens like that. The most intelligent species are the humans, and they commit suicide. Now, please understand the mechanism of the mind. All the energies in this universe are divided into two, the inferior energy and the superior energy. I have discussed in the past, but yet I am repeating. Please take a screenshot. Hamara sthul sharir hai, the body which we can see, according to medical science, it is made up of the muscle, bone, and blood and cerebrospinal fluid. But basically, it is made up of the Panch Mahabhut, earth. The periodic table is there in the body. 90% of the body is water. There is fire in the body, the fire of digestion. Air is there in the body, and ether is the empty space. But Sukshma Sharir, isko aap chhu nahi sakte hain. Man, buddhi, ahankar, mind, intelligence, and the false ego. And above this is the soul, the Atma, Satchidananda, eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. And because of the divine spark of the soul, your hand is moving, you are talking. We see with our eyes, we hear with our ears, but our eye doesn't see and the ear doesn't hear. Who sees? Who hears? Please type in the chat box. Who is seeing? Who is hearing? जब आप मुझे देख रहे हैं, कौन देख रहा है? Who is seeing? Who is seeing? Who is seeing? Please type in the chat box. Thank you, Sakshi, Mayur. Please give a big hand. All of you clap for these people. Chirayu, give them a big hand. Wonderful. All of you have understood the essence of today's seminar. That is the Atma. In Hinduism, in Bhagavad Gita, it is called Atma. In Christianity, it is called the soul. And in the Islam, it is called Ruh. Please understand that Muhammad said, I am the messenger of God. Jesus said, I am the son of God. And Krishna says, I am God. Right? So you have to understand this very important thing, that what is the difference between brain and mind. Thank you, Kshitij. Thank you for that clap. So what is the difference between brain and mind? Brain is subtle body. If you open the skull cavity, what comes out is the brain. No, my dear friends, it is gross body. I wanted to check you. Okay? 150 grams of brain, what you see, that is gross body. You can touch it. But you could be sitting here, but your mind could be in Sydney Sea Beach, Australia. You cannot touch the mind. So these are the universal energies. Next, mechanism of the mind. When you see a gulab jamun, you're going in the road and you see the gulab jamun, I gave this example in the past, which senses will get activated? The eye will immediately receive brown, round. Nose will say, "Wow, desi ghee ki khushboo aa rahi hai." That tongue will start salivating. The ears here will not get activated. But skin, if you go near and touch it, फिर तो छोड़ना मुश्किल है, right? So the senses which give input to the mind, please remember, brain is the hardware, mind is the software. Brain is the hardware, mind is the software. Brain is the hardware, mind is the software. और सॉफ्टवेयर में अगर वायरस लग गया, you cannot operate the software, right? So as soon the mind knows कि जा गुलाब जामुन उठा ले, गुलाब जामुन खाने में मजा आता है, but the intelligence or the decision maker is sitting above the mind and say, पॉकेट में चिल्लर है क्या? अगर सीधे जाके उठा लेगा, चोरी का इल्जाम लगेगा and people will run behind you, the police may run behind you. Mind says, क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार, एक ही तो गुलाब जामुन है, खा ले यार. But intelligence will say, no, wait. So the mind and the intelligence, a dialogue is going. वो मुझे प्यार करती है, प्यार नहीं करती है, नहीं करती है यार प्यार, नहीं प्यार तो करती है, उस दिन तो उसने मीठा बोला यार, लेकिन वो तो उसके साथ भाग गया. So this internal commentary is which causes difficulty. और कभी कभी तो इतना डेंजर हो जाता है, माइंड आपको बोलता है, बॉस तूने जिंदगी में करी क्या लिया है, ना तू देखने में अच्छा है, ना तू पढ़ने में अच्छा है, ना तेरी गर्लफ्रेंड तेरे को पसंद करती है, हाँ, ना तेरे टीचर्स तेरे को पसंद कर रहे हैं, पंखा देख रहा है, जा टाई ले, लटक जा, खत्म कर यार, लोड मत ले, फिनिश इट ऑफ. एंड देन योर माइंड कैन बिकम सो पावरफुल. That's why please understand this chariot of life. This is the journey of life. The example is given in Bhagavad Gita. Thank you so much, Shashank, Vaishnavi, for those laughters. Your laughter is also making me laugh. And the combined energy of this room is amazing and interesting. So there are the five senses. The five senses are the five horses. The mind is like the rope which is holding the horses. The intelligence is like the person who is holding the ropes. And soul is you. Aap Atma hai. You're sitting in that chariot, and chariot is the body, and this is the journey of life. बरसात का दिन है, ठंडे का मौसम है, और घोड़े को अगर आपने थोड़ा सा विस्की पिला दिया, बैगपाइपर गोल्ड, ब्लैक डॉग, व्हाइट हॉर्स, तब तो आपका जर्नी बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा, राइट? Mind should be strong and intelligence should not be a corona patient. Intelligence should be strong, and then your journey will be smooth. So please understand this beautiful shloka which Krishna is telling to Arjun. When Arjun is telling to Krishna, mind is very difficult to control. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jita. Is mind good or bad? Mind is neither good nor bad. It is like a knife. In a surgeon's hand, it can save life. And in the miscreant's hand, it can kill. Nuclear energy in itself is neither good nor bad. If nuclear energy is used to destroy towns like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it is bad. And if nuclear energy helps to light up the houses of the poor people living in the villages, it is good. Making friends with the mind. How many of you have seen the villages? कि कभी एक बैल को पानी पिलाने ले जाते हैं, तो बैल को पकड़ के खींचेंगे, and the बैल will say no, no, बैल will not move. लेकिन यही बैल को अगर आपको खींचना है, क्या बोलना है? चल 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 चल, and the बैल will come to you. So mind से झगड़ा मत कीजिए, mind के साथ आप सकेंगे नहीं, right? Mind को अपने साइड में कीजिए, because mind, the science of mind, is explained in details in the Bhagavad Gita, but because of lack of time, I can't cover the details. I've shown this slide in the past. I love this slide because 22 years back, my teacher showed me this slide. और मेरी हालत कुछ ऐसी ही थी, हाँ? सब कुछ था मेरे लाइफ में, all comforts, but still I was not happy. This person is having a cigarette. With a cigarette in my hand, I feel like a man. He has a massager, he has a TV, he's in the swimming pool, there is an AC, there is a vibrator, there is an earphone, but he's looking frustrated to the core and his life is full of worry. Coming to the end of today's seminar, we have to understand this very important shloka from the Bhagavad Gita. And I remember those who are there till the end, a prize is waiting for you. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachanaha. You have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of result. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the activity, and even don't be attached to not doing. A beautiful shlok is there in the Bhagavad Gita. Prakrite kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashah ahankara vimhudatma karta aham iti manyate. Ahankar. Ahankara vimhudatma. Ahankar se vimhudit atma. Kya samajhti hai? I am the doer. Right? So this is a detailed science. As you keep coming to these courses, things will become more and more clear in your life. So we revised, there is the ways to give up worry, we'll be seeing in the end, right? And coming to the next important slide is, I told you I'm going to give you a gift for the people who are there till the end, right? So we'll be doing an exercise for those people. What is mantra? Mantra is very simple. Like there are so many mantras. Man means mind and tra means to deliver. How to deliver the mind? For example, when I am talking to you, who is talking? The soul is talking and mouth and the vocal cords are helping to bring the vibrations out. When you are looking at me, light travels by rectilinear propagation. It is touching the pupil, the aqueous humor, the vitreous humor, touching the retina and going to the opposite side of the brain, and the image is formed in the brain. But who is seeing? The soul is seeing. But if I chant Coca-Cola, 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 maybe I will require some Coca-Cola. Kuch farak nahi padne wala. But when you chant the mantras, spirit can touch spirit and matter can touch matter. Matter cannot touch spirit and spirit cannot touch matter. Similarly, you have to understand that when you chant a mantra, the soul is chanting and the subconscious mind is cleansed. Like there are different mantras, the Om. Now all of you close your eyes. All of you close your eyes and we will chant mantra Om 3 times. And just feel how you are feeling. All of you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and you all have to chant with me 3 times. Keep all the thoughts out of your mind and chant at the level of the soul. With me, 1, 2, 3. Second time. Third time and last time. Slowly open your eyes, very slowly. And how many of you felt good? Please type me in the chat box. How many of you felt silent, calm, cool, collected, in touch with yourself? And just look at the chat box. All of you just look at the chat box. We just chanted for 30 seconds and just see, just look the power of yoga, the power of meditation, the power of mantra chant. There are different chanters. There are different mantras. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanastita Namastashay 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 Namo Namaha. But you have to understand, and this is the gift what I'm showing to you right now. When you have high fever, you don't take Pudin Hara. When you have indigestion, you don't take Crocin. Harir Nama eva kevalam kalo nasteva 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 gathiranyatha. There are 4 yugas. These are not false. Satyug, Dwapar, Treta, and Kaliyug, and this is Kaliyug. Kali dosha nidhi rajam. In this Kaliyuga, it is an ocean of faults. There is cheating, there is hypocrisy. And if you want to remove worries from your life permanently and be situated in the self and be connected with yourself, all of you close your eyes and we will chant this mantra 3 times from the heart and just see how you feel. All of you chant with me. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, cut out from the world, be at the level of the soul and chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Second time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And the last time with full concentration from the soul, from the core of your heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now you might think, slowly open your eyes. How did you feel? If you felt good, please type me in the chat box. Please type me in the chat box. Om has a particular power. Hare Krishna has a particular power. And this is not a mantra. This is called the Maha Mantra. Thank you, Jaira, Chetan, Nitish, Hari, Akhil. Please, all of you, give yourself a big hand. And this is a gift. Please take a screenshot. When I got this first time, I did not understand the importance. कहते हैं जो आसानी से मिल जाता, उसका value नहीं होता. Opportunity knocks at your door only once, and it knocks softly. Please remember this mantra and chant it whenever you are in problem, whenever you need help. And Krishna's grace will flow in your life in amazing ways, which you will also not understand. So my special gift, now the most special gift to all of you in the end of today's seminar, please understand our department. Thank you, Omaya, for that. Thanks. Our department is effort department and Krishna's department is result department. Our department is effort department. Krishna's department is result department. हम तो बस अच्छी तरह इस जिंदगी में एग्जाम को लिख के आ सकते हैं. हम तो केवल अच्छी तरह इस जिंदगी में एग्जाम को लिख के आ सकते हैं. मार्क्स कितना मिलेगा ये ऊपर वाला डिसाइड करेगा. Life is an examination. Life is a preparation and death is the examination. Right? Varun, I will answer your questions. It's deep. अब बस एग्जाम, इस जिंदगी का एग्जाम को अच्छे से लिखिए. जिंदगी के एग्जाम में आप पास होंगे कि नहीं ये ऊपर वाला डिसाइड करेगा. Try your best and leave the rest. कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन.